Another day in the shop. Today, we're getting this exhaust knocked out on this. We're gonna run it from the engine up through the hood, and then we'll be able to adapt a normal tractor style muffler. So I think that's the only plan for this video, but we'll see. Might throw the gas tank in there. We'll see what happens. So let's get at it. So what I've got so far is just a rough mock-up of the pieces I have. I've got to square everything up and whatnot. But basically, this is the overall route it's going to take, and then I'm going to have to make a bracket off of the exhaust, probably in two places, probably here and here to support. And then up there, that flange will end up being a slip fit. So with just this scrap piece, we've got it coming out the hood, which is awesome. That's just the stock muffler I had on there. So we'll get all this welded and supported, and then we'll see if we can fit a normal muffler. I don't think the longer exhaust is really going to affect the power or anything. I know some of the racing go-karts and stuff like that have just a long, slim exhaust like that, so maybe there's some power behind it that I don't know of. But that's what we're going to go with. We're going to see how it turns out. But yeah, we'll have to go pick up a muffler and get all that fitted. But other than that, we'll get this welded up solid, figure out our mounts, and then we'll go from there. All right, we got the exhaust welded up. Let me turn my welder off here. Okay, exhaust is welded up like that, all the way up to the top, coming out like so. So now I think what we'll do is fire it up, make sure it runs okay like that, and then we'll move on to braces and the muffler. So yeah, let's see if she starts up. Pretty good. See, we're definitely going to need that reinforcement. The deflection there. I'll put a gasket in, but other than that, runs pretty good. Alright, so we've acquired our muffler. So now we're going to try to get her mounted up on there. Yeah, shouldn't take too much work. We'll just have to figure out the flange system. So that's where it's coming through the hood now. I think they might be close to the same size. We'll see. I got to clean that pipe up, and ideally this goes around and we just clamp it. So we'll see what happens here. Alright, so here's the idea. I'm going to cut this flush and clean it up. Basically, I'll weld this piece to this next section. Just some more old exhaust I had. And I like that this weld will keep this suspended. Keep it from sliding down, and then we'll throw a clamp on. But I think the height and everything looks right. I think it fits pretty good. It's not going to fit out my doorway, so we're going to have to make that clamp removable, and then we'll just pull it in the other bay. But I think looks really good like that. Factory spec. Pretty cool. So now we'll do some finishing. We'll get this cleaned up, weld. I'll look for a clamp for this, and we'll see what we can do. And then we still have to build the support for here. We'll build something diagonal probably, because that'll keep it from flexing. Maybe we should build something vertical. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But we'll keep chugging along. So that's what we're working with. What I'm gonna do is fire it up, set the muffler on there, and we'll make sure that it functions properly. So that went pretty good. With the weight of the muffler on there, it holds it a little more steady and it doesn't seem to flex too much, so I think we might be okay with that. We'll probably end up having to make something more solid if I had to guess, but for now that's what we're going to go with. We'll get it all on there, and then we'll make sure that, you know, it does okay. So now that that's set up, or basically set up, we can move on to the fuel tank. But like I said, first I want to assemble it, put the hood on, drive it around. I want to see how it acts, if it gives me any fits or anything like that. So let's throw the hood on and we'll take it for a test drive. Alright, looks pretty good. We got some vibration to sort out somewhere, but we'll see what happens if it settles. Probably just part of the weight. So, we'll take it for a quick spin. Pretty cool with the muffler on there. We're just creeping on low. I don't know if you can tell in the video, probably not. It's got the typical small engine vibration. So I guess my idea is just to see how long it will last and if it's okay, so we'll see. But yeah, looks pretty good. Another day here in the shop. Today, we're gonna finish this tank. We're gonna get it vacuumed out and try to get a fitting on the bottom, and then I'm going to mount it back on the tractor, and we'll figure out the fuel line routing, put a filter on, things like that. I think I'm gonna fill it up maybe halfway and then just let the fuel run out through the filter. I think that's probably the best way to do it. So enough talking, we'll get after it. Alright, so we've got our elbow and then our output here for our regular fuel hose. I think it'll be alright. Probably eventually we'll do the normal sediment bowl setup, but currently I want to just make sure that it's going to have clear flow before I go putting it through a sediment bowl and making it all dirty and taking it apart 800 times. So this is what we're going to go with. We'll see what happens. So let's get it on the tractor and get some fuel flowing. All right, so this is roughed in, our fitting to our filter. I got a big capacity filter because I know it's probably going to plug up. And then I rerouted this underneath to stay away from the exhaust. So I'll probably end up tying this up here, make a little bracket or something, and that keeps everything low and away. So yeah, we'll work on that, get us a little filter bracket, and after that, we'll fill the tank and see if she runs. All right, end of the day, parade's over. Went really well, tractor performed great. I did kill it a few times in the stop and go traffic, but that's just all part of the clutch setup. Needs a little adjustment, but did just fine, so couldn't be happier with it. We did have one issue by the end of the day of driving it around. The muffler started coming loose. See if you can see it. Yeah, so right here, it's just kind of thin on this original style muffler, and the weight on the top wore that out. So it started to lean over with all the heat and everything, but other than that, everything held up great. And I had a lot of good feedback. Couldn't be happier. Seems like you guys are really liking this setup. I've been debating, I have a 4-liter in this Jeep, would be cool in here, but that may be a next year thing. For now, runs and drives great like this. I may lose the weight of the muffler and just do a straight pipe. That way we can have that exhaust last a little bit longer, but other than that, super happy with it. So yeah. Thanks everybody for tuning in this video. Like, subscribe, share. We're getting to my goal of 100 subscribers. Couldn't be happier. So next video, we've got a trailer we got to finish. There might be something on the truck, but other than that, we'll see you on the next one.